I know that you guys have spent a lot of time in traffic recently. South Florida is brutal. You've heard us talk about it. It's a reason not to want to live here. Our infrastructure can't handle what it is that we presently have living here. But when the kids go back to school, it gets exponentially worse in a way that makes our streets someplace that makes me like children less. I don't even mean for it to happen. I had no bad thoughts about children before traffic, and now that they're fouling up my streets and thoroughfares with their learning that they can just do on AI, that they don't need to go anywhere to go learn, they're getting in the way of everything that's paradise down here. Zaslow, what's your experience been with your kids and traffic? Your kids can now drive, obviously.
Yeah, my kids just went back to school yesterday. Yesterday was their first day of school. And they're also driving together now. He's got his own car, and so that's kind of wild. But, traffic kind of sucks on the way here. It's a little bit like Mad Max on 95 South. I mean, it's
Do you, like Dan, have a mile-and-a-half commute? Where are you coming from? What county?
I'm coming from Cooper City, man.
Oh.
We are out west, north and west.
Dan's got like 6 stop signs.
Against traffic also.
Yep, I'm a guarantee of, that interchange when I'm trying to merge onto 95.
I don't like who I am at that interchange.
I'm cutting people off.
I gotta go.
I
gotta go.
We're trying to survive out there, Dan.
When Zaslow says it's Mad Max, I've seen people get out of cars with clubs that have spikes on them, and they're wearing masks and eye patches. Like, it is that place. That is an apocalyptic tomorrow. Our traffic crossroads across from just places where they're doing $6 billion of construction.
I feel bad for the sheep that just wait at the end of that line. Sometimes I'm just driving. I see the same lady there every day. I'm like, here, just, you cut over here. You could save like a half hour.
Yep. Gotta be aggressive, Dan. Come on.
I gotta go.
Yeah, this is serious business here. I got places to go. Catch you slipping.
You missed out on when we were catching you up to everything that happened. Zaz has no control of his children or his house. Yeah. One of them booked a flight to Chicago to go to a UFC fight without telling him. Same one then ran away from home. Yeah, ran away. It's just, things are crazy at the Zaslow Manor right now.
Yeah, you weren't here for that, where he stormed out of the house, took the car. I mean, it's his car, but took the car and like, all right, see ya.
Okay, among all of our friends, when I say this thing about all people who are men who are 40 think they're 20 years younger, understand that Zaslow is the lead toddler in that house, but what's happening in that house, not unlike what's happening in the Cody household, is there are 3 toddlers running around in that house, and I'm not sure Zaslow's the most mature of them.
Well, and there's constant challenging to fights. Like last night, right before I went to bed, my younger son, all right, who's going to be 14 soon, my younger son said, because he's growing right now, he's getting a little bit taller, the younger one. Older one's already taller than me. But I took his ass down. The younger one, he asked me, when can I jump? When do I get to challenge? I was like, dude, you could step up whenever you want, playa. I mean, it's going to end poorly for you, but, step up. We'll see.
Okay. I look forward to how it is this escalates. Chris, because your father still thinks he can kick your ass. My father still thinks he can kick my ass.
Yeah, I think my dad does, actually.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. I'd whoop that ass.
I don't have that relationship with mine. I walked all over the guy. It was my mom that beat the shit out of me.
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let her tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
The way that I imagine it in the Zaslow mansion is that Zaslow's trying to be in charge, but those teenagers are spider monkeys. They're just sort of climbing up the walls of his life and trying to do whatever they want. And every once in a while, Dad has to elbow them and remind them that for the moment, for the next year or two, he can still physically handle them.
Well, and what's happened is, especially with my older one and my wife, it's become their favorite pastime. It's really what bonds the entire family together. What's become their favorite pastime is just shitting on me. That's what they do.
It's a thing in all families, I feel like. You just go after the dad, at least in my family.
Is it? I don't know. Billy, you're...
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
So you are in your
Least respected member of my household. Yes, that's 100% accurate. That's exactly how it works.
Okay, so in your...
They don't even bother at this point in time in pretending to respect me. Oh, that's fine. They'll learn.
They
Will
will?
they? How are they going to learn?
No, I've said too much.
Okay, I don't know that they're going to learn. So what ended up happening? Did they go to Chicago for UFC?
No, because the way they didn't have an adult to go with them, because I don't know if you're aware, but you can't be 16 and check into a hotel. They're not going to let you do that. So they postponed, and that event took place a few days ago.
I wasn't aware, but that's a good rule.
Yeah,
That sounds like a good rule.
You didn't know that, Dan? You can't be 16 and check into a hotel?
I did not know that. I did not know that there was an age. I assume that if somebody's got a credit card, they've got a credit card, whether it's daddy's credit card or not. It's a credit card.
And my son was like, no, it's okay. We're going to get someone outside the hotel to check us in. I go, it's not like you're going to the 7-Eleven and you're asking a bum to buy you beer. It's not the same thing. You're not going to get in. So they postponed the trip. They think they're now going in, I think it's December, maybe November to Madison Square Garden.
The Mecca.
So we'll see. I don't know that that's going to happen, but
you've got to be able to control that.
Well,
what do you mean you don't know that they're your kids? They are not of age.
Only one, it's one of them. One of my boys, yeah.
Well, but they're what are the rules here, Tony? You're in Latin fatherhood. The rule is if you're living under my house, my rules. That's it. Like
Yes,
there's not flexibility on that.
No, you get a sopapo. That's it. The end of the
Exactly right.
story.
Una galleta.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I guess it's not the same rules in the Jewish household.
Is that right?
No, Hispanic
You guys don't
parents-
do galletas?
Yeah, they just beat your kids and that's it. The end of the story. It's Hispanic culture.
No, we just give them more food.
Throw something at you. Your kids are dumb. Like, they could just get like a VRBO or an Airbnb or something, right? You don't even need to check in.
I don't know.
Just, you call, they give you a code, you type it into the lock.
It's interesting that you said that. He suggested that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you're not going without an adult. So I did kind of handle that situation. He didn't go. The event was a few days ago. But yesterday, man, so like I said, yesterday was the first day of school for my boys. And my older one now has a car. So
A little emotional for you?
Not at all. And couldn't wait for them to get back to school. And so they're going to school. You know, my older one, he's got a car now, so they're driving to school, and great, okay. I'm on my way down here to Miami yesterday. I'm listening to talk radio for like 25, 30 minutes.
Big dog.
God,
And
it's
then-
on FM.
And then
Is he still doing the thing? They're listening up in Jupiter.
I was not listening to that. And so I decided, but I'm like, you know what? I want to listen to music, all right? I'm going to put on music this
I've had
morning.
those days.
Yeah. So I pull up my Spotify on my phone. Okay, cool. I pull up the Spotify. It comes up on my screen, and it's rap music that's just playing. It's Lil Yachty, all right? Not Little Yachty. It's Lil Yachty.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, I can't change this fast enough. So,
Well, but what is that? Okay.
what do you mean, what is that?
Okay.
I don't like it.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see where he's going with this.
What song was it? Do you remember?
No. And so I couldn't change it fast enough. And I put on what I want, and that's Pearl Jam, of course. And so Pearl Jam's on for a few seconds.
Of course, it's the only thing that's ever playing.
And then it changes back to Lil Yachty. Like, what the hell is... And then I realize, my son is listening to the Spotify. And so let me take you in this direction now. How does Spotify have a function where I pay per month for this Spotify. I can't listen on one end, and my son can't listen to what he wants on the other end. It's like only one channel can be used at a time. Can you imagine if you were watching Netflix and then someone else signs into your account somewhere else and all of a sudden you have to watch the movie they want? Why is that?
That happens.
Well, I think there's new accounts, like family accounts now, that you can have multiple people streaming.
Well, who knows that?
I did.
So I quickly realized that, oh, my son is listening to Lil Yachty. And so I text him. I go, stop changing the channel.
You're so old right now.
That's how you text? You go,
Yeah.
One finger.
I use the one finger.
S-T-O-P.
And it's especially long to text because I'm using my left finger because I'm a righty. So I'm texting him, stop changing the channel. And he give a good morning. No, have a nice first day of the school year.
So you're driving the car and you don't have control of your life even in your own car when you're driving around.
No, a being is changing the channel.
It's not a being. It's your son, and he's overrun the home because you have no control of your home.
So I text him, no hello, no good morning, no have a great first day of school, your junior year of high school. I just text, stop changing the channel. We're listening to Pearl Jam. And then he writes back, I was listening first. Sugar tits.
So no galleta there. You don't want to do a galleta there?
I think you just drive into a canal and you just say, you know what, I've lost it.
That's a
It's
bar.
over. Yeah.
How old is this child?
16.
It's unacceptable.
What did you say?
I cannot. Can you imagine me saying this to my father at 16?
Sugar tits.
I'm listening first. Sugar tits.
You got sugar tits?
So I do not.
Okay, just making sure.
So I write back, I'm still in charge of the house. He writes back, 2 more months, clock's ticking. And then I'm like, F it, man. He's gonna be to school in 2 minutes. I'll just use the Spotify when he's done.
This little Yachty ain't so bad. Yeah.
Billy, I have an issue here, and there are actually a couple of them. There's an office issue and there's a content issue. The office issue, as I have seen, it was really nice to see the camaraderie and the love on the board of a bunch of people, a lot of people getting ready for fantasy, getting ready for football in 2 weeks. They don't want to talk about Kyle Schwarber. They want to talk about footballs in 2 weeks.
Schwarber's having a season,
Oh,
man.
my God. When does he not? That 3 straight seasons of 45 or more homers, nobody else has that.
Well, I mean, he's not going to win the MVP, though, because Shohei's going to win the MVP. I accidentally drafted Kyle Schwarber in the second round of my fantasy. Not that you cared, because it was an auto pick. I wasn't intending. I was like, I don't want Kyle Schwarber in the second round. God, what a season he's having. I traded him.
That is a crazy stat that Kyle Schwarber is the only guy in the big leagues with 3 straight 45 home runs.
I think he's a free agent, too. He's going to get paid.
It's not the body
Why'd you
type.
say it that way?
Why did you do
Because
that?
that's what happens when you get paid.
That's right. That's how you say it.
Zaz knows.
He's
That's
exactly
the cool.
right.
That's the cool way to say it.
How do your kids say it? I just kind of want to. I should ask. Can I call your son and ask him how to say it? Because he's really the authority on this.
School,
I want to know.
man.
Oh, well, is he? Do we know that? Seems like the type that goes under the bleachers and extracurriculars.
Nowadays,
during first period.
Nowadays they say get a bag.
Whoa.
Do they?
That's how you get paid.
Dan, that same thing happens to me with Spotify with my daughters and Moana. I don't even fight it. I'm not going to threaten a 3-year-old. I'm just like, I'll drive in silence, and I do that.
But does she then shout derogatory terms at you?
No, not yet. That's coming though. Yeah, that's coming.
So I was happy to see that all of you were partaking together in a fantasy league, but I saw that Billy was not partaking, and it's not.
Falsehoods.
What do you mean? Falsehoods.
This is a poor representation of the situation.
What is the
at
accurate?
hand.
What is the? Okay, so what is the?
Are you participating?
What? Well, wait a minute. What's the truth?
He just
hood?
got here. What do you mean?
What is the truth hood? I'm looking at a board and I see a lot of names on it, and I'm happy to see the community there, and then I don't see your name on it. And I was just asking, hey, Billy, you like fantasy. Why wouldn't you be participating in this?
I just like to point. We see the board here on the screen. There's lots of people not participating. I was asked 2 days ago, would you like to be in our fantasy football league? And the response I got, I was asked, do you want to? And I said, well, when is the draft? And the reply I got was, I don't know. Yeah. And I was like, okay. So then I come in and I see there's a board of already 12 people. And if I'm added, I'm 13, and then we have an odd number in this league. And you never want to be in a league with an odd number. Then teams have a bye 1 week, and it's like this whole confusion. And then to add me, then we'd have to, if we don't want an odd number, go up to 14. No one wants to be in a 14-team league either.
That's a lot.
Last year, we were in a 16-team league, which is crazy. So it's not that I have anything against anyone or this fantasy league. I viewed me being considerate by saying, like, when's the draft? I still haven't gotten a date, so I haven't followed up. So presently, I'm not part of this league.
An act of altruism.
It's
by
a
you.
very big league. Like, more than 12 is a lot. It makes it impossible to draft people. It makes it impossible for waiver claims. Like, I participated last year. I didn't know until I lost at the end of the season that everyone owed Mike Fuentes money because he made up a buy-in after he won the championship. And he texted, he said, hey, everyone needs to Zelle me $10 or $20 or whatever it is. It was never discussed beforehand until he won. Then everyone had to just send him money, which I did, by the way, because I didn't want to be the guy that owes people money.
Fuentes, you fit right in with this crookery around here. The people steal our money from the fine bucket.
It's crazy. It might be him.
And now Fuentes, it's one of those Fuentes brothers. You can't trust the Fuentes.
None of them.
Mike Fuentes, the camera went on him and exposed him as somebody who won last year's fantasy league and then all of a sudden started throwing in extra charges on people.
They didn't exist beforehand. It was never discussed or was never at least clearly communicated. I paid nonetheless. However, there were shenanigans. Okay. I also participated, and I will say won our very forward WNBA Fantasy League last year. Oh, I was the best at WNBA Fantasy last year. Also, last year we had too many fantasy leagues. We had WNBA, we had baseball, and we had football. And what ended up happening is that we had some scoundrels here who were making interleague trades.
Dude, you do this. You're the biggest funny business guy.
I was the scoundrel. I said we had scoundrels. It was me. I was the scoundrel.
There you go.
Yes.
Look, I didn't even know you were talking about you, but I just know you to be the guy. In like, it's always like late in the season. Who? Anybody want this guy?
No, it wasn't late in the season.
It wasn't technically a lie. I mean, he said we had scoundrels.
Yeah, I didn't reveal that it was me, but I will come out and say that it was me. This is what happened, is the WNBA league was a joke of all kinds in which everybody could just choose someone that they wanted to call dibs on before the draft even started.
What?
Yeah, because Rose wanted to get Caitlin Clark. So then my person that I had dibs on got drafted, so I drafted Caitlin Clark. And I said, you want Caitlin Clark? Trade me Tyler Glasnow in fantasy baseball. He was the best pitcher in baseball.
Oh, that's the kind of interleague trading. I didn't understand. I'm
Yeah.
like, what's an American League, National League? You can't trade with each other?
No.
You're talking about inter-fantasy league trades.
Yeah, when I'm telling you these stories, you should say I don't want Billy participating in my fantasy football league. But that's not what we're receiving today.
Wow,
We're receiving
Dan,
criticism.
Dan, do you understand how rare that is, what Billy was doing, where he's negotiating trades in one league to get something in another league?
I saw how that happened.
I was a visionary.
It escalated quickly to Tyler Glasnow, and now you had me intrigued. Former Ray. Now
He fell off.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what they do, pitchers, huh?
Yeah, and as have the Dodgers,
It happened to
incidentally.
hitters, too.
As have the Dodgers, because Shohei's now all of a sudden getting pelted. He's not pitching very well. Tony's got a theory that Shohei Ohtani is evil.
I'm working on it, Dan, because everything around Shohei Ohtani, right? He's been so celebrated. He's got the biggest contract ever. He's got all this stuff. He's a great player. He pitches. He hits. He's everything. But then you look at him and all the things off the field, and you're like, there's something trailing him. I don't know exactly if it's just like he's just got really bad luck. His interpreter stole $40 million, and he bet it away. Okay, maybe it wasn't him. He screwed up a land deal in Hawaii worth $240 million. Oh, I don't know what happened there.
Dan, you were out there.
Was that the talk of the Big Island?
Did you hear about it?
Which one's the Big Island?
Hawaii.
The one,
Hawaii is the big
You
island.
just say it. The Big Island.
Aren't they all Hawaii?
They all
It's
are
just like
Hawaii.
all of these are Hawaii.
Yes.
No.
All Hawaii?
Big Island is Hawaii.
There's actually
Wait.
one island that's Hawaii.
There's
Yes.
one island,
The
that's
big
the Big
one.
Island.
Nice.
What's a cluster of islands?
I thought it was
called?
like this is all Florida,
archipelago?
but there's a bunch of
Is that
cities.
so?
I think so.
I think you might. Is that? Let me look this
Want to
up.
look that up?
I don't know if he pronounced that correctly.
How do you pronounce archipelago?
You know what,
Archipelago.
Tony? You're intimidating me with your swagger.
I'm just
right
asking.
now.
I think it's arc at the start.
It's arc.
Archipelago is a group or chain of islands clustered together, often in an ocean or sea.
Archipelago. I'm from Miami, dude. What do you want me to tell you? Say almond, too.
Okay.
I don't think it's archipelago, is it?
I've never heard it that way, but. Anyways, more importantly, Dan, Shohei Ohtani, possibly evil.
Okay.
If you make the same conversation about LeBron, if he was or if he wasn't, what would you bet your life on?
I would. No, wait a minute.
If Shohei's evil, would you bet your life on
No,
it?
wait.
Is LeBron doing what Shohei did, or you're just saying
Well,
LeBron is evil
I mean,
without doing
He's
what
implying
Shohei did?
LeBron is to steroids what Shohei is to evil.
But
Wait, what?
I think you mean cursed, though, not evil.
No, he's not cursed. He's fine.
Cursed?
He's absolutely fine.
Evil?
Evil.
Where there's smoke, Dan.
Again.
He is now back on the mound, and everyone is hitting him. The Dodgers are, again, that team's over-under on the season was 104.5. And it's weird to see the Dodgers, even in a long regular season, struggle. But the thing that I was beginning to say around the fantasy league and all of the controversy there, I thought this sense of community around sports was developing, and I wanted to talk Marlins baseball with you and Jeremy. And then Mike Ryan just starts yelling at me that he doesn't want to talk about Marlins, that he's just enough. He's been tolerating these Marlins conversations. And I'm like, but they were beating good teams there. They were playing really good baseball.
You see that game against the Yankees?
For like 7 weeks, they played best in the sport baseball, and it was weird to see. And so it got a group of us, a small group of us, excited in Marlins baseball. And then, of course, it collapsed and the run differential, was minus 60. But we were believing, minus 60. We were believing for a moment that the Marlins might be able to do something because they were playing baseball for a significant stretch that was very good baseball. And then the wheels fell off of the thing a little bit. And Mike Ryan is yelling at everybody that we should be talking about Lionel Messi. We should be talking about Inter Miami. You've got a uniquely Miami scandal last night in soccer where we're using cell phone communications that evidently are nefarious after our coach gets ejected and everyone.
This year, is there a national show talking about the Minnesota Twins this much? I don't think so.
But it's
you
local,
covered it.
It's a local hour. What do you mean? Is this a national show?
The Marlins are 7 games under 500. I feel like we covered it, and now it's football season. Thank heavens, it is football season.
No,
we got a ranked matchup in Ireland this weekend. What? That's great. Which leads me to an apology I have to make. Wow. We covered Kansas State briefly earlier before Dan returned from vacation. And we were talking about Kansas State quarterback Avery Johnson. Gentlemen in the TV truck, can you go ahead and put this image of Avery Johnson on? I said, Amin Al-Hassan asked me. Yeah, he's a good player. Absolutely.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. Good player. Amin Al-Hassan asked me, without an image, is Avery Johnson related to the other Avery Johnson? I'm like, no. Avery Johnson is white. I have to apologize to Avery Johnson. Whoa. Because Avery Johnson is mixed. Show other images of Avery Johnson. There we go. Had that one wrong. Now you can imagine, as someone that has only watched Kansas State on mute and seeing the blonde hair flipped out of the back of the helmet, and with that complexion, I got this one wrong, folks. I am really sorry. I want to apologize, and anyone who knows me knows how this could happen. I thought Avery Johnson was white.
I love how you go with the muted TV excuse like Dan uses sometimes.
The excuse? I don't think
I had it on mute.
I had it on mute. I don't follow their blogs. I just watch them between the lines.
Do they say his race when the TV sound is on?
They're never on the main screen, right? So I don't see the cutaways to the sideline. I don't see him with his helmet off. I just see Avery Johnson slinging the pill.
Be amazing. Avery Johnson back to pass. He's mixed.
Honestly, this one's so tricky that they should work that in occasionally.
Wow.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. This one's so tricky. No, I believe that part of the fun is absolutely in the uniqueness of this is what I've distilled college football down to. I know about 25 of the quarterbacks, and I know that most of them are either white or black. Or
Avery Johnson's one of those quarterbacks that you know if you follow the sport. If you're he's a good player. This is a sneaky Heisman candidate for a sneaky CFP dark horse.
No, but hold on a second. Let's go ahead and show this again. Please put on the screen the first photograph, okay? And I thought this was a Dutch volleyball player. Like, so that's just visual there. Or I was there. There's a soccer player running around the Premier League who's also giant like this, and Norwegian or something like that. That's not merely white.
But I spoke with conviction. I'm like, no, you silly person. It's not Avery Johnson's son. How can he be? I have eyes. I see a blonde hair flip out of the back of the helmet. I'm thinking Justin Herbert. So I apologize sincerely. Thank you to the 2 people on social media that alerted me to this, because everybody else just took this one in stride, folks.
Okay, a brave move by you, Mike. Thank you for alerting us and by way of apology onto a controversy that none of us knew about before. You made it a controversy by getting this discernibly, obviously wrong in a way that all of 2 people noticed, even though Kansas State's a legitimate program.
They are.
And there are only 25 of these, correct? Let's see. Oh, I know we're going to start changing the conferences into 28 team leagues, but as we head into this season of Notre Dame and Miami at the top of the schedule, Texas and Ohio State at the top of the schedule, you get to see right away. Okay, Arch Manning. All right, let's see.
You get LSU, Clemson. There's so many great games to start.
We've been waiting for 2 years on Arch Manning to take over the sport.
Manning.
Thank you.
That's right.
Do you still know how to pronounce it or no? Are we up in the air on that?
No, we're good, I think. College football is right on us. And if I ask you guys, how many teams do you know are going to be good? It's 30? 30 where and I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that you're not going to have a whole bunch of average, Vanderbilts and Wake Forests running around there, but Kansas State would be one of them, would they not?
Yeah, they're playing another team that I would lump in as good, and I agree, like, good. Duke was good last year. They finished unranked. I think that there's about 30 teams that are good. Now, good is subjective. People may say good is only if you're top 10 good, if you're CFP good, relevant in November is good. Whereas, maybe that might be too harsh. 9 wins is an impressive season.
Okay, so Zaslow is about to head out with ESPN Radio. He had to buy gear for this. He didn't have cold weather gear. Zaslow's entire attire, you're looking at it.
It's so unprepared.
He went into college. Where'd you end up on the first game? You had to buy clothes for, and you had no idea how cold Wisconsin was?
Yeah, it's any number of places. It was Ann Arbor. It was Madison. I'm there in shorts, and they're like, "You're an idiot." Whatever, man. That's how I dress.
It's another good game. Colorado, Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I'm in Columbus next week. I'm very excited.
Okay, but we'll have time for that. But just on the Inter Miami story, okay, because in my lifetime, the most famous managerial malfeasance that there has ever been when someone has been ejected from a game, the most cartoonishly funny one, was Bobby Valentine was ejected from a Mets game, I don't know how many years ago, 25 years ago. Bobby Valentine had an amazing career, and this is what I associate with it. The time that he got ejected, and he returned to the dugout in a costume.
Is that him? I can't tell.
In a costume that's just basically a fake, ridiculous mustache. It's not a good costume.
I don't understand. He just had a fake mustache lying around for like a just in case?
Yes, well, so it's one of the most ridiculous controversies of my lifetime, and I love that the New York newspapers made a big deal out of it. He was caught on camera. But last night, in a distinctly Miami moment, okay, Marciano gets ejected from the game, gets a red card, and just goes up into the stands and is as physically close to as possible as he can. It's amazing. That's Luis Rodriguez Pagano is the assistant coach, and he's holding a phone, and he's got a speakerphone on the sidelines. And Zaslow, who's a journalist.
Yeah, of course.
I remind you guys, I don't know whether you guys have noticed recently, but Zaslow's been doing journalism around here because he's a journalist. Mm-hmm. And he read the bylaws, and this doesn't seem to be like it could be so, because that's a distinctly Miami. They're cheating. They're obviously cheating. Look, we've got them on camera.
It's so cheating. And other teams must see that, and I hate this team so much. And it's not an isolated incident. It's all encompassing. It's everything that's surrounding Inter Miami, all right? They sign players even though they don't have salary cap space, and they already have used their designated players. Like, no, we don't care. We're signing the really pretty looking guy named Rodrigo. Like, they're just doing whatever they want. Everyone must hate Dan. I think I hate them. They're so hateable. I don't think I like that team.
It can't be legal.
It can't be legal. And then I read here, cell phone communications. The League's Cup put out a statement. Inter Miami coach was located in a space designated in accordance with tournament regulations. Cell phone communications. Here's the important part, Dan. Don't interrupt. Cell phone communications are not prohibited per League's Cup regulations. He's literally allowed to do what he's doing. What kind of sham throws out a coach and he's then allowed to use technology and still coach the team?
Now, Mourinho's been caught doing a similar thing. I don't know if this is a rule in MLS. Remember, League's Cup, Zaz, different competition, different set of rules. So, also, you've got no proof that he was talking to the coach. That's all circumstantial evidence. That's true. He's Argentinian. He talks with his hands.
He doesn't seem to be hiding it.
And on speakerphone.
Maybe he knows that it's legal.
Because it's not prohibited.
That's crazy.
That's also that seat that he is sitting at is basically the bench. It's an overhang, basically. He's on the bench.
Was someone he's in like a club seat, you know?
Yes.
Like, was someone in that seat and you know, they tapped him on the like, listen, like almost like when they're commandeering your vehicle, a police officer, you know, sir, we need this.
You have this seat unless someone gets ejected, then we're going to need to put them there.
That seat is so good that I'm sure it's under club control. So there's no like, hey, we'll get you a signed bat.
This is the in case the coach gets thrown out seat. He has to. So he wasn't thrown out. It just, you have to sit here now is what happened.
If Belichick did this with the Patriots, it would be genius, where you say, what does Inter Miami do to prepare for the apocalypse of their coach has been ejected? Throw him in a better section with better Wi-Fi so he can yell at his assistant coach through the speakerphone.
Lost in all this, great win. No Messi. Luis Suarez gets 2 PKs. They cling on to the game after Tigres hits both posts. It was a great game, and it's a great win.
Have you guys talked at all about the Apple numbers and some of the stuff that's happening behind a paywall when we're about to be headed into a postseason where we're going to get legitimately excited about an Inter Miami team that's, I don't know if I want to say that they're playing for some legacy stuff, but I don't know how many more years of Messi you think you can have before you build a stadium for whatever the future of this league is.
The stadium is for next season. Taylor Twellman came on with us a couple of days ago and sounded very confident that Messi would be there for the start of that stadium.
When you say legacy stuff, you think there's people on the fence about Messi, like, oh, I don't know, unless he wins that MLS Cup, which I don't even know if that's the championship, but unless he wins that MLS whatever.
I'm
then,
sorry,
I
meant the Inter Miami club legacy. Obviously, Messi's won't be touched at all, but right now they're a team. Look. Right now, what they are is a team who's got the best player in the world, who very often makes it look like he's playing with players who are outclassed, still the best of them, and they haven't won anything. Or they have won things, but they've won things. They've won trophies that Greg and Mike celebrate, but that don't feel like that the world, that it doesn't feel like America's celebrating Miami
they
as a
should be
champion.
better. Just what you're getting at. They should be better. They should have been more dominant. They should win more. They get whatever they want. They follow whatever rules they want. They should be better.
Mike, am I wrong in thinking that the choke in the first round of the playoffs last year is bigger than anything they've won so far?
I think you're wrong, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. And one so far, they got to the knockout stages of the Club World Cup. I'd say that that's actually a bigger achievement than any of the two.
Oh, but I think
trophies that they won.
Zaslow's appraisal of this is more the way the casual appraises this with, they lost to Atlanta when I expected them to win. That is a massive underachievement.
I mean, Zaz has already gone on the record saying he hates this club.
And that's part of the fun of what it is that we're headed into, though. This is not a club that creates indifference.
I think people are going to largely be indifferent and only notice if they lose. And they either lose and people will notice, or they get to the final and win it, and that's the only way people notice. The only people that are going to be paying attention to the MLS playoffs are MLS fans.
I think that loss hurt them a lot last year. Like, these games aren't sold out, man. I look in the stands on games like last night. There's so many empty seats now.
It's a different competition. It's not grouped in with your MLS season ticket package. So
but so what? Like this game last year, this game a year ago would have been sold out. All those games last year, and certainly the year Messi debuted with Inter Miami, that building was packed.
They get really good crowds for the MLS games.
This really
is totally
good or
different.
sold out? This
sold
is
out.
Messi we're talking
sold out.
about.
No, they get really good crowds for the MLS games. They get that packed. They get for the season. They have a good season ticket base, especially in the seats that are on camera. The ones that are a little thinner on cup matches, especially when Messi doesn't play, are the ones that are blocked off for VIPs. But they get really good crowds. It's a different ticket structure.
I was about to compare what happened last night to Bobby Valentine, but I cannot do it if it's legal. I can't. I'm unable.
How is it
it's
legal?
Cheating that didn't. It looked like I was celebrating Miami cheating. There are two people who are going to deny that they are going to use the defense. I'm a spicy Argentinian. Everyone's talking that way down here in every gross and every Sedano's that's down here. There are people talking that way. That's just how our people talk.
Maybe he was getting an Uber. Have you ever been following the Uber and they take the wrong turn and they just keep getting further and further away? It doesn't make any sense. Do you have GPS? You have to call them and say, where are you going?
I wanted to ask you guys a question. I found myself thinking of you guys because I got stuck in Los Angeles. I left without a phone to somewhere, and you just mentioned Uber, and it made me think of this because I cannot believe how tough the taxi industry has to have it right now. And Uber's got just like this giant sexual assault problem because, what could possibly go wrong if you're just getting into strangers' cars all the time and the vetting's poor and we just take all the driver's money and give him 30% of what it is that he's making and just, get rid of cabs. But I'm asking you guys this question sincerely right now. I don't know the answer to what I'm asking you. I don't have my phone on me, and I'm so dependent on my phone that if I can't go now call an Uber, I'm just walking to a local gas station, and I go in and I talk to the attendant, and I'm like, can you call a cab for me? And he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He doesn't know what a taxi is.
This was this year you did this?
This was 2 weeks ago. Then
you didn't need your phone. You're disconnected, Dan.
What do you do in that situation? Just solve the problem for me. Just walking into the gas station trying to explain to somebody what a taxi is.
I might go. I think they knew what a taxi was, Billy. They just didn't know who to call. I would guess.
Well, look, I'm telling you, this happened to me the other day, and these are weird things that are happening to me, where somebody's holding a nickel up to me and saying, "How much is this worth?" If you start putting the 20-year-olds in charge of things, they're not going to know what was happening 10 years ago. And so when I say I'm asking you for a legitimate problem solve, I'm trying to explain a taxi to a worker here whose English is a bit spotty, and I'm having trouble explaining what I need, and this person doesn't know what I'm talking about.
If I have cash and there's other people there that aren't the gas station worker, I'm being like, hey, can you order me an Uber and I'll give you cash for it? I mean, I'm just start walking, wait to see a cab. I'm with you. There's not a lot of options here without a phone.
So were you at an Airbnb? Were you at a hotel? Like, where were you physically that you
A manor.
I was near a gas station.
Yeah, but you had to be somewhere.
You're right. I have a manor that comes with its own gas station. I was right next door. I didn't even need an Uber. I just wanted a golf cart to take me 7 steps.
What language did the person speak? They didn't speak English?
They did speak English, but it was, it was fractured English.
Because if it was Spanish, you know Spanish.
Yeah, and Pitbull has a song called "A Taxi."
So that's how I would have explained it?
Yeah, I mean, they should know what a taxi is. If you speak Spanish, you know Pitbull songs, duh.
Okay.
Beep, beep.
Well, that's
it's a double entendre.
Okay.
Me lo paró could be like it stops, but it could also be like it made
lifted it up.
it made it stand.
Pitbull.
He was talking about his wiener.
Pitbull loves those double entendres.
He really
I like double
does.
entendres.
Yeah.
Like when he said, "Here go those egg whites," I don't think he's talking about nutrition.
Oh no. Guy's an English major.
I like having to think sometimes. What do they mean? It could be two different things.
Yeah.
Yachty can do that.
I like that.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju at Le Batard Show. Do you like double entendres? I did not have Zaz saying that today. I was not expecting that. Zaz, how is the audience reacting in general to the fact? I'm feeling like you might be being judged or shamed. We all parent differently. But your inability to get discipline over kids who have run amok on you, and your last stop is, I'll still be able to beat you up physically.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it boils down to. All right? As long as I can make you tap, I'm still in charge of this house. All right?
This doesn't seem like order, though. This doesn't.
Quite the culture you've created.
I'm doing just fine. Like, everything's worked out all right.
What if he hits you with a spinning nerd's back elbow?
Yeah, we'll see. It hasn't happened yet.
He learned that one, though, on Saturday.
He did. we'll see, Dan. I mean, right now, your boy is still in control.
Are you walking around your home and at any point there can be an overthrow of of the government, a coup?
Well, not with my older son. He has to wait 2 more months. That's why he said 2 more months, clock's ticking, because you got to wait 6 months after you attempt, So I got 2 months before I got to start looking over my shoulder, But my younger one, like I told you last night before I went to bed, my younger one, who stands no chance, but my younger one was like, do I get to challenge whenever I want? I said, yeah, you can try. So we'll see.
I came, I saw, I conquered. Better said, I saw, I conquered, I came.
Wow.
That was on the radio.
What do you think he meant when he said, yeah, right, picture that with a Kodak? Better yet, go to Times Square and take a picture of me with a Kodak.
See, double entendre, man.
I don't think that's that.
The press box has changed.
But Mike said it best. The press box has changed. I mean, seriously, get over yourself. We're going to talk during the post game. Tim Reynolds, enough. I mean, enough.
I mean,
seriously.
you just got to know when
You're
the
not allowed to cheer in the press box. Did you know that?
Well, I did.
They were cheering for Will Manso. I think that's allowed.
And Goldie.
If the Dan Le Batard Show comes to a hockey press box, hilarity is going to ensue.
Yeah.
They're going to yell at Will Manso for 7 minutes, and you're probably going to have to go to a stairwell to write, man.
If it was 7 minutes, I'd get it.
It
was
is what
7
it is.
seconds.
Exactly. I mean, David, everyone else was saying hi. They were enjoying the show. They were laughing at us. But one guy is still clutching on to his newspaper deadline.
I'm a little
and it's
disappointed.
Tim Reynolds.
And is he your demographics, too?
I don't know.
I happen to like Tim a lot, and
Enough of him.
I imagine this was going to be like E.J. Raddick or something, but that's just a bad look for Tim Reynolds.
Listen, I went up to him afterwards.
This was the best part. Stugotz
Yes.
is like, I've known Tim for years. I'm going to go fix this. He walked to Tim and walked right back very quickly.
Yep.
It was a very quick interaction.
Well, he was writing. Okay?
He's on deadline. It's
Enough of the deadline.
It's a
We're on deadline, too. I gotta get home. I feel like playoff hockey. I got to get home. I mean,
Yeah, we're on deadline, too. We got to get that post game out.
It is a working press box. Tim Reynolds is a journalist who's trying to write, and Stugotz is back there. Hey, Will Manso!
That's Chris and Goldie. Don't leave out Goldie.
We're on deadline, too. They're going to kick us out of that press box a lot sooner than they'll kick out Tim Reynolds, who's just typing away. That's just
Those writers had their game stories done before the end of the game.
Precisely.
Yeah, a good writer, right?
Oh,
What happened there? I apologize to him. I've known Tim for decades. I mean, Cody was done. He was out of there. I mean,
What was that interaction like, Stugotz? Take us behind the scenes. You walk up to him, you say what, he says what.
I said, Tim, I apologize. That's on me. I should know better. Not Chris, okay? I should know better. I've been in press boxes before. I know you have a deadline. I apologize. And he said, that's fine. Just, try to keep it down.
That is way too long.
That was
Way
much
too
longer
long.
than the actual
He's on
conversation.
deadline.
I always extend it a little bit.
Call,
I mean, you guys
can we
know that.
call Tim Reynolds and just ask him about what the
Don't,
interaction was
no,
like?
no.
Greg Cody's back in my day. Seeds.
Seeds. Seeds. Had a slice of watermelon lately? Popped a few grapes in your maw? Then you probably notice seeds are disappearing from fruit. And you probably see this as a good thing just because it makes life a little easier. We love us some convenience. In fact, it's a terrible thing, the de-seeding of us. Symbolically alone, the seed is the king of life. Adam gave his to Eve, and here we are, if you believe the story. If they take the seed out of humans the way we have watermelons, we're all dead ducks. Beans, peas, rice, coffee, corn, all seeds. Flour and oil started as seeds. All hail seeds. So what the hell is happening? In exchange for convenience, we are not valuing the seed's impact on health, biodiversity, and our food system. The genetic variability of most plants require seeds as essential to their evolution. De-seeded, artificially homogenized fruits rely on human intervention in the reproductive process, exposing the fruits to many pathogens. Plainly put, seedless fruits are not as good for you. They contain less fiber and have fewer minerals and vitamins than their seeded natural brethren. Seedless fruits also have fewer antioxidants, plant-based nutrients, and anti-inflammatory properties. But enough about this science. Bring back seeds because seeds are fun. not to mention aesthetically and visually pleasing. Kids growing up today have sliced open a watermelon, have never sliced open a watermelon, and experienced the joy of seeing that juicy red flesh dotted with embedded black seeds. Nellie Doogie used to tell us if we swallowed a watermelon seed, a big melon would grow in our belly. It wasn't true. But as kids, we'd make a competition out of seed spitting. You extracted the big seeds from the melon flesh. Tongue only, never fingers or a utensil, and you'd see who could project a seed the farthest. Every summer we did that. This was before video games, kids. Made our own games and toys. Flew a kite, kicked a can, spit a seed. Grapes were the real challenge because the seeds were so much smaller. We'd both pop a grape in our mouth, tongue moving, jaws in action, and whoever could spit out 3 seeds onto the table the fastest won. To this day, I carve real pumpkins and eschew the free fab foam and plastic fakes, mainly for the treasure trove of seeds inside. Hundreds and hundreds of them waiting to be scraped out, cleaned, and roasted in the oven to become delicious natural snacks. Respect, worship, and bring back the seeds. I need a t-shirt that says convenience is overrated. Insist to your local grocer that you'll take your watermelon seeded, please, and the grapes too. I'm Greg Cody, and that's how it was back in my day.
Journalism is dead.
But journalism, as we know it, as you know it, what you wanted to do when you were a little kid, okay? It has changed. It has. It's changed, okay? You're not wrong. Stephen A. Smith is not wrong. You have to adapt sometimes, okay? Because the game has changed. Your priorities have shifted. No one cares how someone goes and gets the news that they get, as long as the news is accurate, as long as it's coming from a credible place. If it's Woj, if it's Adam Schefter, if it's you, if it's Diana Rossini, if it's Shams, nobody cares. You might care. Greg Cody might care. Stephen A. Smith might care. But you know what? You all sold out. Every single one of you, okay? Stephen A. Smith jumped inside the circus tent. I don't blame him. Why'd he do it? Because he had to do it. Because the game has changed. You jumped inside the circus tent. You did. You did so with me. Think about that. With me and with Greg Cody.
This is Juju. He's got a new show.
The alley-oop has returned.
It's about basketball, hoops, and hoopers.
I'm trying to get us away from calling him the Joker because the other nickname on his page is Big Honey. And I just think Big Honey is a way better nickname.
Subscribe to youtube.com/@DLS Hoops. Do you need me to point at some visual explanations? Well, here you go.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Stephen A. Smith is going to be around here in a little bit, and pitch clock. Jeremy, I don't like how again and again we segregate baseball on this show, where we just tell Jeremy, go out there and do pitch clock off there by yourself. And
yourself, that's a little weird.
No, I've seen
Chris
you
is on every episode. I'm whooping that ass in trivia. That's what I'm doing.
I have seen you on there. I'm just saying, as a show accessory, as a show segment that we're proud to have grown for people who want baseball, you can just go get concentrated chunks of entertaining baseball stuff over there and only over there. Because when I'm trying to talk about Schwarber, everybody will just make it about Ohtani and Judge, and that's all we're doing.
Is he evil?
I feel like we did a good 3 minutes on Schwarber.
I think it's trending in an evil direction.
He's getting paid.
He's a Philly, too.
By the way, we nailed that. We were workshopping back here.
I thought it was a Cub.
I feel like
Dombrowski is one of the greatest executives of all time. Dombrowski, I mean, Schwarber, how do you project Schwarber into somebody who's going to stay healthy and hit 45 home runs a season, 3 straight years, the only person in baseball to do so?
You make him a DH forever. That's how. It's incredible.
But he's a keg softball player. The home run he hit last night to get to number 45, he was off balance, and it didn't even look like he caught the right part of the bat. The guy can just hit fly balls that go out of parks because he's that physically strong.
I feel like he would be insulted by keg softball player.
Oh, but what he did in the swing off in the All-Star game was essentially like a keg softball player just simply because he saw 3 pitches and hit all of them out of the ballpark. He's ridiculous.
You think that's an insult to call him a keg softball player?
I do. Yes. And I think
Adam
he would
Dunn,
take it
keg
that way.
softball player. Kyle Schwarber, another level.
No, Adam Dunn. Hold on a second. We talking body types? Adam Dunn is bigger than Kyle Schwarber. Adam Dunn is taller, longer
Big
than.
donkey.
Thank you, Billy. Kyle Schwarber is a little square of a human being. He's much smaller than Ohtani and Judge. He looks. I'm not going to say he looks overweight because he doesn't, but he looks square. And he goes and takes pornographic hacks when he gets up there. And he's got 3 straight seasons of 45 home runs. And that concludes our baseball talk over here.
He also, just correction, does not. But that's
baseball
fine.
famously
He had 38 last year.
desegregated sport, by the way.
He only had 38 last year?
He had 38 last year, 47 the year before, and 46 the year before
But
that.
did it, okay,
So,
am I
close. 3 out of 4.
Am I counting playoff homers there then?
Maybe.
I don't know.
That'd be weird because no one does that.
Yeah. What a waste, huh? We count the World Series like it counts, but none of the other stats that happen in the postseason matter anywhere. It's
it would
crazy.
appear I've got it wrong. Stole it straight off of the ESPN graphic.
He also has
today as I was
43 this
coming
year,
in.
so he hasn't gotten 45 this year yet either, but we're close.
They do keep track of home run playoff home runs. Like, it's not like they just disappear. Like, you can look up who has the most playoff home runs.
but like they don't count towards your total at the end.
Do you know we had our first Bob in Major League Baseball in 15 years?
It's a huge deal. Bob Seymour hit his first home run last night for your Rays, Dan. The first Bob in 15 years.
Yeah, I would pause it. It's a huge deal.
I saw it.
Huge
We had a whole
deal.
conversation on this show like a couple months ago about how they're not making Bobs anymore, especially
Who was
in
the
sports.
last Bob?
Well, there's Bobby Witt. There's Bobbies. but
No
Bob
Bobs.
specifically.
Bob Howery was the last Bob. He
know that
retired in
fool.
2010. But not only that, there were 3 Seymours in the Rays-Giants game last night, Bob, Ian, and Carson. All 3 made their debuts this year. Prior to that, hadn't been a Seymour last name since 1913.
Look at Mike's face.
So not only a 15-year drought for Bob's, a 113-year drought for Seymours. I mean, that's baseball,
TV
guys.
truck, as Mike likes to call you. I want you to zone in right now on Mike's face.
That's
please.
Ryan Bass.
Because
For him.
the reporting that was a huge deal there is that we've seen our first Bob in big league baseball.
Why did you just give a shout out to the Rays sideline reporter? Like,
Because he's the one who
Rays
pointed it out.
Jeremy.
It was earned.
So, Mike, your disgust is on a number of different levels here, but I'm assuming that your greatest disgust comes from, at least in part, as we talk about whatever it is that we talk about around here. We are headed toward a college football season about to start with something I can say pretty confidently isn't something we've seen before, which is we've been waiting 2 years to see this quarterback. He's going to come out with Texas. Does he have the quarterback chromosome of Eli Manning, Peyton Manning? Who's the next future face of the sport? They're going to try and keep making it the quarterbacks. We're going to finally get to see Arch Manning. I can't remember another scenario off the top of my head where the expectation was so grand where you're waiting for, oh, they're going to be the number 1 team in the country just because of the expectations for that name on the back of the jersey.
Dan, has there ever been a season that begins with the Heisman Trophy favorite? He has the shortest odds, plus 600, Arch Manning. The Heisman Trophy favorite has no resume in college football. I don't know of an instance like this.
He did play some last year.
Oh,
but
give me a break. Come on. You see the competition? What are we talking about?
I'll give you a break.
Give me a break.
I'll give you that break. You said he didn't play. I told you he played.
Zaz
It's
is a
mistake.
college football
Break.
expert.
I am. There are 3 college football experts right now. It's Paul Feinbaum, Heather Dinich, and me, all right? And I'm telling you,
Breaks
there's no
over.
resume.
Breaks over. All right, he played a little last year and got people excited, but now he's opening the season.
Oh, my God. UT Texas, UL Monroe. What a resume.
He's playing the defending national champion. It's a top 3 matchup because know the AP messed this one up.
Yeah, that's kind of.
How do you do that?
That's BS, right, Dan? I mean, the AP, it was right in front of you.
You got to make it 1 versus 2.
1 versus 2.
And everybody knows Penn State's not the second best team in the country ever.
I rewatched that Orange Bowl game. Man, did Penn State throw up all over their jersey. And also, upon third viewing of this game, because it was a great game, still no completions to wide receivers from Drew Aller.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Is Penn State ever really the number 2 team?
Remember the narrative going into that playoff game? Because they won a home game against SMU and then got Boise in the playoff. And everyone's like, Penn State, James Franklin, he's doing it.
The easiest path.
The Notre Dame Fighting Irish were so broken. They were out of that game. Penn State, embarrassing.
I don't think you just did what you just did, which is James Franklin. It's not broken anymore. Did you do a flex on James Franklin flex?
Pshaw. All right, you didn't change any narrative. You took advantage of a terrified quarterback from SMU, one of the worst quarterback performances I've ever seen in my life. That game was there for SMU to win. And then, don't get me started on Boise. Nice little team. Solid little team. But that doesn't change a narrative, James Franklin. Pshaw.
Pshaw, and then 2 chicken wings to the side.
Pshaw.
Are you flexing? You're flexing a pshaw. Look, it's weird. Your insults. Yesterday it was, what was it? I made a musical guy. And today it's pshaw.
James Franklin, pshaw. Put it on the poll.
Well, what? James?
He's right.
Who uses pshaw anymore? Nobody uses pshaw. At Le Batard Show, have you ever heard anyone dismiss someone else with the phrase pshaw? To Zaslow's point, though, when he says Arch Manning has not played against anybody. I know we make all of these people into, avatars and cartoons. I don't know what the pressure actually is of growing up in the Manning name. But for 2 years, they've been incubating this kid who comes with the expectation of your uncles carried this league for 15 years fighting Brady. And they were the top of the sport, and we expect you to be good because Eli was good in Mississippi, and we all saw it before Mississippi was any good. Like, we know what these people are supposed to look like, and the pressure of that, I ask you, I know we think these things are, easier than they are. The pressure of this quarterback against Ohio State, the defending champion, a team that's super loaded with no resume.
On the road.
With no resume, what are the reasonable expectations there?
Go in there and win. I mean, that's literally the expectation. Go in there, your first game as the man for Texas.
Ning.
Been waiting for years. Good one, Chris. Go in there. At Ohio State, they'll dot that stupid I pregame and beat them.
Corso's going to put on the Buckeye hat. You gotta. Oh man,
Lee,
that's another thing.
Lee has some guts.
You gotta zag there. You gotta zag if you're Lee.
Have you guys submitted a video for Lee Corso? I'm thinking about it because they're soliciting homemade videos where you say what Lee Corso meant to you over the years, and I think I speak for everybody here. Lee Corso meant a lot to us.
Yeah,
a fixture on our Saturday mornings. I mean, Lee Corso is as iconic to your Saturday mornings as Bugs Bunny was. He is an adult Saturday morning cartoon. I'm thinking about putting together a little video for him. He means that much. Wow. Sunshine Scooter.
Yeah. We should put that on the poll. Bigger part of your Saturday mornings growing up. Lee Corso, Bugs Bunny.
I'm going to cry. You are all going to cry. And I'm saying this as a guy that has literal Lee Corso fan fiction tattooed on his calf. I am not ready to say goodbye.
There's like a special tomorrow, I think, for Lee Corso that they're airing prime time.
The eyes are welling already.
Yeah,
this is bad. I'm legit getting emotional right now.
Did you
get it together.
Did you guys notice that Ark Manning was not on the Manning Award preseason watch list? Word has his name on it.
Didn't want to jinx it.
That's a conflict of interest.
Is it?
It has to be, right?
How can he be the Heisman favorite to be the best player in college football, but not on the watch list for the best quarterback in college football?
They don't think he's worth watching.
You know who won that one last year?
I do. Tell them.
I'm pretty sure it was Cameron Ward. Who wants it? I found this, we asked, why is he called Cameron? I got the background on it.
I heard it too.
Is this a happen to know?
Yeah, I happen to know.
Hold on a second. Do you happen to know? Do you know?
Oh my God, he knows. He happens to know. Come everyone, come and listen. Happens to know. He happens to know. well informed.
So if he's going by Cameron Ward now, and that's the insistence, and we kind of theorized when you say Cam in the NFL at that position,
Yeah.
you're still thinking Cam Newton.
That's what I heard.
So I think that's part of the branding. But why wasn't he called Cameron last year if this is so important? You went the entire year, never heard that this was his preference. Everybody called him Cam. And a request came from the family, hey, for the awards, can we make it Cameron? It was important to the family and Cameron at that time that he was recognized as Cameron Ward. So Miami didn't just issue any personal request. Come award season, that's when Mr. Ward decided, I'm going to be known as Cameron from here on out.
Interesting.
Gather everyone. Get the children. He happens to know.
I just bought a jersey of his.
So wise.
But we still don't know why they just wanted that. They just wanted it.
It was important to the family that his legal name was on the awards, and then going forward, you can theorize as we have that for branding's sake, you're wearing number 1 and your name is Cam, and you're going solely as Cam. We're still too close. I mean, Cam Newton's still very active in the media space.
I don't have a lot of historical context for what it is that I'm about to say, so I hope the group here can walk me through when people were talking while I was away about football things, and all of a sudden I'm hearing about an apocalyptic dolphin practice, which is not something I've generally heard of. But when I've heard of things that happen that echo throughout a droning preseason of Vrabel's in the middle of one huddle and he's getting bloodied, and we're talking about that. But Cam Ward fighting a defensive tackle on his own team, I know people, I know emotions run high. I know things get heated. But the only other time that I had heard about a quarterback fighting somebody on his own team, because not to fight the quarterback, everyone knows don't fight the quarterback, was Cam Newton fighting against, was it Josh Norman or others? But in that fight, Cam Newton was not the smaller human being. What was reported about Cam Ward fighting a guy? Is Simmons? He's a 360-pound person, is he not?
Jeffrey Simmons. I mean, he's put together. He's the baddest guy in the yard. when you're going at someone from Tennessee, you don't want to go at Jeffrey Simmons. But that's how Cam Ward is. And they asked him the very next day at practice, any lessons that you learned from your scuffle with Jeffrey Simmons, and he said, "Yeah, Jeff is strong as shit."
Yeah.
6'4", 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not 360. Forgive me.
No, he's built like it is a cut 300.
I don't want you to feel bad about getting his weight wrong. I have a correction to a correction, Dan. Kyle Schwarber does have 45 home runs. I was looking at Baseball Reference. Baseball Reference is having technical difficulties, and they haven't updated their stats since Tuesday. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, he didn't
over
hit seven
there.
home runs.
7 home runs since Tuesday?
Look.
Well, no. I told you he had 43 this year. He had 38 last year.
Okay.
I told you he had 43 this year. He has 45 now. They haven't updated the site in at least 2 days.
But is there any particular reason, as I was saying what I was saying about Schwarber, did you just wanted to make sure that I had it right, or you?
Yeah, I mean, is this? I'm sorry. Is this not a journalistic entity?
I know,
as
but,
we pride
but
ourselves.
But I did have it right, and then
you didn't. He still had 38 last year. That hasn't changed. He didn't gain last year's home runs this year.
They didn't fix that?
Yeah, no, that has not been corrected yet.
Be cool if it carried over.
Honestly, it would kind of. Or like you say, you know what? Like, I have my career home runs. Let's move 72 is a lot in a season. Let's move this over. Or you say, you know what? Ken Griffey had, like, whatever his max was, 61, but he had, like, 50 the year before. He's like, you know what I want to do? Let's make it 110 for next season.
It's an idea.
And then that's the new record, you know?
All right.
You guys wanted to count postseason home runs. Everybody knows that's a crazy idea.
Forgive me here for...
What's happening? Jazz, sorry, buddy.
Billy's got a major penalty, 5 minutes for being Billy.
Billy.
It's Thursday, buddy. See ya. Good call. Good call.
Barber's still there or what?
You know, the Cameron Ward thing really reminds me of Mike to Giancarlo Stanton. And speaking of Giancarlo Stanton, 362 batting average, 429 on base percentage, 830 slugging percentage over his last 30 games. Only the second time in his career he's done that. The other time was when he won the MVP here in Miami in 2017.
Look at his OPS.
On fire.
Look at his OPS.
Crazy.
Jibber, look at his OPS the last 2 weeks.
It's
it was
nuts. It's
1800.
like, it's 2,000.
I'm on my way out, but yeah, look at it.
Just useless, like just fundamentally useless. Just making corrections that are wrong, not helpful, correcting corrections, and those being wrong as well.
I mean, this is just
2040 in his last 7 games.
Hey,
Is
you're
OPS.
on fire,
That's
Billy.
crazy. Baseball. Gotta go.
I've just been trying to get him into a baseball conversation for like 4 months. Can't do it. That's the one he wants to have. Like 4 months I've been trying to get him into a
Sad to
baseball
report,
conversation.
you missed a solid month of it.
Let me tell you about that Jacob Marcy.
I've been trying to get Marlins information out of it. Like, he cares deeply, but it's all hidden. It's all covered in scars. He doesn't want anybody to see it.
There's a meeting in there, so we're good. I'm back.
I'll go serve his penalty.
wait, but I'm looking in there. There's a meeting.
I'll serve it.
I'm looking in there right now. There's no one
Oh,
in there.
boy.
Door's closed. I mean,
Be
what am I
careful,
gonna do?
TV.
I'm not
I
a
don't-
firefighter.
I don't
I'm
need
gonna
you
break
in
that
here.
door down.
It was,
I don't have an axe.
the penalty was not a request. You can leave and give me 5
Mike's
minutes.
serving it for him.
No.
He's volunteering his tribute?
Nope, that's not how it works either. I would like you
Like
to
a tribute.
leave because I don't need you here right now. So it wasn't optional. You can leave. Thank you.
All right.
Yes. Go ahead.
Look, but Stanton's numbers have been crazy. You got to look
Yeah,
into him.
okay.
I was thinking at the deadline when people were like, Stanton, he still got it or not? I'm like, man, David Sampson keeps telling us the Marlins are still paying Stanton. What a story, huh? If the Yankees just release him and then the Marlins just bring him back because they're paying him anyways, right? I'll go.
Billy's got a major penalty, 5 minutes for being Billy.
For 4 months, I've been trying to get some kind of baseball passion out of him.
I'm here if you want it.
I thought I made clear I don't want it. I don't want anything from you baseball related at the moment. You've been a bit of a coward publicly. You don't want people to see that you care about the Marlins. You've been hiding in plain sight that it hurts. You don't give us anything. They go 4-11. Their season falls apart. You don't give us the pain of that.
Falls apart, but they've only lost a half game in that wild card race. How about Maximo Acosta's first home run last night?
But
huh?
it's just trying to get some content
Oh,
out
it's-
of him
it's
with
bad.
a crowbar, and it's on the Marlins. It's the one he cares about, and he gives me nothing there as well. When he could be a real Marlins expert because he actually cares. It's the only thing he cares about. If Chris, honest to God, if I say to you, Billy cares more, Marlins or Dolphins, what's the answer to that?
Yeah, Marlins, I think it's his number one. I would agree with you. His kids, and then the Marlins.
I disagree. The kids have made him third place in his own household. When he goes to a Marlins game, Billy matters. People see Billy as a Marlins fan. Billy walks
FIU
on the
Panther?
FIU campus
Yeah.
and Marlins game are the place that Billy matters the most in town.
Pause up.
They love and respect him. He's a celebrity over there. He looks down his nose at the baseball nerd fixing the
What
Marlins.
is
What just happened in the other room? What is happening with our toy department?
Zaz's hair.
What do you mean?
All of his hair flew
is
out.
That Zaz's hair locker? Zaz has a hair locker?
I've been exposed.
Oh my
No,
God.
look away.
What a
Look away.
All of his hair is just
No, no.
What a tragedy.
Take my
Oh
eyes.
my God. How embarrassing. What a public, I cannot believe that happened live in front of people. What a shame. Zaslow was confusing Nick Wright and others into thinking that his look was hair, but no, there's his box of hair right there.
Nick Wright. Is that really how Zaslow looks?
Nick Wright is feuding again with Pablo Torre. He is infuriated that Pablo Torre he did something where I guess he tagged the Peabodys on a crossword puzzle the other day. And
What a dork. What a dork. He tagged the Peabodys on a crossword puzzle?
It is strange what Pablo is doing. He's like become the personification of what all the blue check marks used to be for liberal elite media. And it's like he's just the face of I will condescend.
You said it.
you.
I love him.
No,
Shoes
I
on
do
the other
too.
foot
I
now.
do too. It's just funny to see him morph and to see the future thing that's going to get weaponized because he'll beat you to death with his crossword puzzles. And the Peabody trophies. That was an act of rebellion by Billy that has no place in a Thursday. You guys are in agreement on this? Like
that was some Wednesday shit.
That's that's Wednesday going to his head is what's happening there, and now he can't be controlled because he's a renegade. Like,
wait, are those his hands?
Just chopped off my boner. We were talking about Cameron Ward fighting with a defensive tackle.
Well, so how was that covered? And do you guys have any historical perspective for me on? I thought we all understood. You don't fight with the quarterback. Not Simmons, not anybody.
But here's the thing. We talked about this last week. Me and Zaza were talking about it. I think Mike was here. You want a quarterback that's going to get out there and fight. That's what I like. I like a dog. Michael Penix also last week fought with somebody else on the other team, but was part of a scuffle. I want my quarterback, kind of like our men and women in uniform, running towards the battle. I don't want my quarterback running back from the battle.
Sometimes starting the battle.
Exactly right.
That's what I like.
Okay, so when we examine how good these people are or aren't, Arch Manning, I cannot remember a prospect that was coming in with this kind of expectation. Ed Orgeron was just on the Pardon My Take podcast, and he was asked if he could coach anyone in college football. He said Arch is as close to or maybe as good as Joe Burrow that I've ever seen. I've never said that about anyone else.
But has he seen it?
At that position, I would agree.
Didn't say it about Andrew Luck?
Last year, there was someone with a lot of hoopla. Like, say what you will about Arch Manning.
Go on.
In high school, no one's saying this could be the greatest quarterback of all time. And no one is even saying he could be the greatest quarterback in his family. Everyone admits that he's great, but there's a long road there. Jeremiah Smith in high school, people were saying this could be the greatest wide receiver of all time, and dude lived up to it.
To the Joe Burrow point, like, you didn't really know Joe Burrow until he burst on the scene, right? Like, he played at Ohio State. He had to leave. Like, he didn't really have a college resume either, and then he won the Heisman.
But the Joe Burrow examination to me, as someone who can have some difficulty accurately telling you who's going to be good at the position, the thing that became confusing to me about Joe Burrow is he was surrounded by the best roster I've ever seen. So I'd already seen that once with Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey was not a professional quarterback. He was made to look like a very cool, great college quarterback because all over the place he had advantages that no other team in the sport had. Orgeron's Burrow team was so good, the best I've ever seen. That's the best football team I've ever seen. I couldn't separate, well, is Joe Burrow that good or are they making that game that easy for him? And then he gets to the pros and he also makes it look that easy.
With one of the same receivers. But, yeah, Joe Burrow, very clearly great. I can't watch old Ken Dorsey games.
It's so bad, Dan.
It ruins my childhood. Dude.
Doesn't hold up?
It is so much worse than you think. That's not what I remember at all. We were saying, throwing a medicine ball back there.
Anytime it's on at the sandbar, I'm like, yikes.
Can't watch this.
Really?
It
Ken
just ruins
Dorsey
it for
had
me.
no arm. It was not a professional arm. Stephen Morris had a much better arm. Ken Dorsey was throwing a shot put to Clinton Portis and Willis McGahee and Andre Johnson.
Big old vascular
Jeremy
one right now.
Shockey. Like, it's all first-round picks at every position. And your quarterback is just throwing a small medicine ball in a 7-yard out.
It looks so heavy.
Andre Johnson is open by 17 yards.
You really want to get me excited? Talk about this quarterback we got right now. Real good.
All
Better
right.
fall camp.
All right,
than
so
Cam.
wait a minute. So you're doing Carson Beck. You're now going to do Carson.
He just said better fall camp than Cam.
Okay, so wait a minute.
Yes.
Hold on.
Oh, wait. This is where the guy that didn't go to fall camp either year tells me that I'm wrong.
The only reason I'm going to ask you to hold on is because while I voted for Cam Ward for the Heisman last year, in my experience, only Vinny Testaverde in the history of that position at the University of Miami, not even Jim Kelly, only Vinny Testaverde at that position in my history had I looked at and said, oh my God, that team is only good because that guy is a professional talent. Now, obviously, Vinny Testaverde had a bunch of talent around him, but I don't know. Like, Cam Ward had some, but that team was good because Cam Ward was obviously a professional player. Mm-hmm. It's something I've never seen at the position at the University of Miami, not even with Vinny Testaverde, not even with Vinny, who had a professional skill set and was number one.
100% agreed, Dan. I think he's the best player that Miami's had in their program since Sean Taylor.
And it was recognizable to me, and this is not something I've experienced very much either. 36 years watching in this market University of Miami football. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, first game. Oh, that's a pro. Those are all pro throws. He is rolling around back in the pocket. He's way too relaxed back there. He's got this all under control. I don't think I'm going to see that from Arch Manning. Do you think you're going to see that from Arch Manning? Like, you think you're going to see in the first game a professional skill set against Ohio State that tells you immediately, oh, one of the best prospects I've ever seen?
Yes, I do, with Arch Manning. I don't think he's going to play the game like Cameron Ward did. I think very few players are capable of playing the game like Cameron Ward did. Cameron Ward's a bit of an artist. And when I say Carson Beck has had a better fall camp than Cameron Ward, because it's a bit of a rhetorical trick. Cameron Ward didn't have the greatest fall camp. He was kind of messing around and trying stuff out. It was only until like install for Florida that we kind of realized, okay, this is the guy that we had here in spring. But Cameron Ward approaches the game in different ways. Cameron Ward was always running for his life at every other stop that he was ever at. So he had one of the better offensive lines in the nation. And rather than just play the game conventionally like he had been or wait until the last second to make checks at the line because his blocking was so bad, dude just took the opportunity to improvise, drop way back in the pocket, and he had the arm to show it off.
Would you do me the favor, please, Chris Cody, of finding for me the ruling, the judge stuff that brings Zaslow's weightiest pronouncements? Because I'd like a ruling from Zaslow. I'm going to have to change, I think, out of respect for Cameron Ward, his wishes, and his family's wishes. I'm going to have to stop calling him Cam Ward, but it's going to take me a minute because it's super easy. It's how I've been saying it. I'm an old person. I don't want to change my ways. And the 2 syllables, I like it better. Cam Ward, they're inconveniencing me with changing his name on me when I've gotten used to it as Cam Ward. And so I'd like a ruling from Zaslow as a judge on how long I'm allowed to get this wrong, because I don't want to be disrespectful. If he wants to, if his mama calls him Cameron, I'm going to call him Cameron.
That's literally what happened.
And so I've got to do that, I think, but I'm not sure. And how long before I start getting penalized for it, because I'm being disrespectful if I don't make the change because he wants me to. But I had trouble, like Mark Super Duper, when he wanted to change his name to Super Duper, it took me a minute. Ocho Cinco, when he did that professionally, it took me a minute. I don't get there right away. I've been calling him Cam Ward. So Zaslow, can I get a ruling here, please?
All rise. The Honorable Jonathan Zaslow now presiding with prejudice.
So the question at hand is, are you to be penalized for not calling him Cameron Ward?
Yes.
Okay. He's been called Cam Ward his entire collegiate career. He gets drafted number 1 overall by the Titans. Now he wants to be called a whole new name, Cameron Ward. My ruling: there will be no penalty for continuing to call him Cam Ward.
Forgivable.
With prejudice.
Forgiven.
Okay.
Because like you said there, all right, there have been other players who then changed their name. Ocho Cinco, even Giancarlo Stanton. But that was after they were established stars. Cam Ward does not get to change his name when he hasn't even played a game yet. No.
How many games does he have to play before he can change his name?
He could play as many games as he wants, but if he sucks, you're not changing your name. He has to be good. You got to prove something if I'm going to acknowledge a name change.
Really?
Yeah, like you remember when Henry Walker was playing for the Heat and all of a sudden he wanted to be called Bill? Nah, player, you're Henry Walker. And I never called him Bill. So the answer is you will not be penalized.
I don't remember that, actually. Thank you for remembering it as a 2-time champion broadcaster.
I think he has it switched. I think his name was Bill Walker, and he wanted to be called Henry.
That's exactly the point.
And we were like, wait a second, you're Bill.
Exactly the point.
Forgiven.
He hit a game winner against the Magic, and I was like, you can be called whatever you want now.
Not on my court.
William Henry Walker, previously known as Bill Walker, then became Henry Walker.
You know what? I'm not understanding this path. I don't understand this whole path. You just brought up one of the most obscure memories in the history of South Florida, and it's one of the most wonderful as well, where Henry insisted on being called Bill, and this is just half hour from Jeremy reporting and Chris reporting that we have our first Bob in Major League Baseball in 15 years. I don't remember this controversy. It's a wonderful controversy. We should get Henry on and ask him if he's Bill.
I'll call him Henry right to his face. You're Henry, player.
You remember that game winner, though?
I do.
That was electric.
It's cool. I was like,
Big
yeah,
comeback.
Henry, that was awesome.
How do you feel about like Steve Smith, who then wanted to be known as Steve Smith Sr.?
Yeah. Nah.
Oh.
Nah. Prejudice.
Randy Scott's mustache on SportsCenter is totally ridiculous. He is being somebody. What are you shaking your head no about? Our friend Randy Scott.
It draws attention.
I love Randy.
Randy Scott loves you guys, by the way.
He's a great guy. A great guy. I still text with him.
Same.
You're still holding on to that. That's all right. You're a legacy cast member. You're entitled to think he sucks and want him fired. The mustache is drawing attention to the obvious hair dye situation that we have here going on.
Which he admits to. He doesn't hide that.
Yeah, but the shade. Let's go medium brown. Medium brown is fine.
Pops, like the mustache makes it pop more. I'm with Mike on this.
Okay, I believe that you guys are not getting Randy Scott's sense of humor here. I believe Randy Scott is looking funny on television and making fun of himself and what he does for a living with a real comedian's grace.
Nah, he's a dum-dum. He's not that aware.
And I also believe, though, that when he offered up the vulnerability on SportsCenter that he takes a nap immediately after cutting his own lawn, it is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard.
What, without washing?
No, with that. That's the whole thing. Yes, no, taking a nap after cutting your lawn, I understand being that tired. Not showering after cutting your lawn.
It's got like the blades of grass all over him?
Yeah, he's taking a nap after that. That's crazy talk.
It is crazy that he mows his own lawn.
Randy and Gary Streisky are the best duo doing sports.
I agree 100%. It's just a damn shame he decided to go the same shade as Marco Rubio.
I wanted to ask you guys off of SportsCenter, and I thought it was really cool. It was nice to watch Rich Eisen make his return. I was legitimately stunned that he hadn't done a SportsCenter in 22 years. That longer than our show's been around has been Rich Eisen not doing SportsCenter. That time period confused me.
Well, like you would have thought he would have made a guest appearance at some point? Is that why?
I did not think that Rich Eisen had left ESPN 23 years ago. That time went by very quickly. Our show has not existed long enough to encapsulate that time, so I was just stunned that his return to SportsCenter had taken 23 years. He never expected it, obviously, but it got me to thinking. SportsCenter has been that franchise's signature content epicenter forever. It's the most important thing there. It is their jewel of how it is that they connect with their public. It has been protected. It is a wonderful jewel, one of the most enduring things there's ever been in the history of sports or entertainment. But we don't need highlights anymore that way. And so you've got Scott Van Pelt over here, and it's hard to make a noise with your anchor because people aren't really gathered around the television to watch television sports highlights anymore. But Eisen and Scott Van Pelt have a genuine audience connection somewhere in the place where Corso has it, where it makes your corporation stronger because the people inside of the community are people who take their audience with them and have an audience that cares about the totality of their personality. And so it's really cool to see SportsCenter morph into something that needs individuals more than the individuals need SportsCenter, because it seems to me that right now it's pretty disposable outside of a couple of people there, right? All the anchors are interchangeable. They're professionals, but that's sort of an outdated way of doing media business. I thought of this the other day. You guys got all excited on the local radio stuff when we were talking about it. I saw just an announcement that G-Money was headed back to evenings on Y100. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Glenn Rice is doing evenings?
I didn't even know he was doing radio.
I'm like, what does that mean that Y100 still has evenings in the middle of the night?
What happened to Michael Yo?
He's doing Kane's content now.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing something with Dono.
How's Mama Yo doing?
I don't know.
Oh.
Where's Elvis Duran?
Still national, I think.
Froggy, though, somehow joins the national show remotely on Y100. It's weird. You want to do local radio talk, I'm your guy. Here we go. You know, Power 96 is now throwbacks.
They're throwback jams.
It's just the same catalog of songs.
They still do the Power Hour, though, right?
And I don't think so.
Like there are no more DJs?
You saw the midday shakeup on
Evie's
Y100?
still there, don't worry.
Like Ringa Mas Latina,
Yeah.
K. Marie, switched over to English language, now doing middays over at Y100.
Highlight owner.
I saw that. Yeah, she's one of your rivals. Hey, speaking of highlight, wasn't your draft the other day?
We're feeling good about it. Mike, fist me.
I'll fist you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed this, Dan?
Look, we brought back Bueno. We got him in the draft. Iñaki and Manu, you know that they were frozen. But check this out. We had a tough decision to make. Do we go Aratz or Unda?
What would you do, Dan?
We took the
Unda. Solely based off of marketing because we want to play the Unda Teka.
Or
bell.
take the Unda.
Yeah.
Take
we
the
want to
Unda.
call tonight you have to face the Unda Teka player.
We also have Stan, who we made fun of last year.
Hey, we have Sam. I don't think he's so thrilled about being a backcourter, but Stan's there.
But Billy, you've been critical, Billy. Manu, I'm telling you, we've been doing this song and dance with Manu for a few years now. Bunch of different drafts. You can always tell by the look in Manu's eye how he feels about the team. The last few, he's been not happy. This one, he likes our squad.
He likes our squad.
I'm telling you.
Hyro.
We're back. And this is actually the last season at Magic City. So we started Magic City. We're
shutting it down?
Bigger things.
Bigger
pastures.
capacity.
Like Highmark Stadium.
So we were the first season at Magic City. We won. Guess what we're going to do? Bookend it.
Oh, yeah.
Bookend it.
You excited?
Where's it going next year?
Can't wait to spend my 40th birthday there.
Have you guys considered the idea of just like changing Manu's name to Henry or Bill to make it something that can reach more people locally?
Not in my courtroom.
Because why? Survival of the fittest, Dan. You have to change with the times. You have to roll with a changing environment, roll with a changing industry, and that's what you decided to do. That's what Stephen A. decided to do. And for Woj, for guys like him, the game has changed slightly, where he went out and he sought reports, and he wanted to be the reporter. And you know what? If now he has morphed into a mouthpiece for the Blazers, I'm okay with it. I am good with it. I don't
Survival
care.
of the fattest.
Everyone is selling out to make a buck.
What a terrible timing.
It
by
was
you.
great.
Like that joke.
Hey, just give it up. You all want to be journalists. You're not journalists anymore. None of you. Not a one of you. Sorry.
You didn't even hear the joke. You
I
said
did. Survival of the fattest. It was great.
It just could have been done after Stugotz stopped talking, Dan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoehorn that
But I'm
in.
okay. I'm okay
You're
with
splitting
it.
hairs.
Right.
Okay.
You adapt, you roll with things, man. That's it. You know, Dan, you started off, if you're a driver, you drove a yellow cab and you were loyal to the yellow cab. You know what? But the game has changed to Uber, to Lyft, to private driving. And you know what? You have to ditch the yellow cab and you have to drive an Uber. Why? Because you'll make more money. Why? Because more people are taking Uber than the dirty yellow cabs. That's why. That's what you do. No one cares about journalism. You know what they care about? Laughing, being entertained. And you do a great job of that. And Stephen A. Smith does a great job of that. No one cares about journalism. People care about smiling. That's it.
You know, this morning I found myself while I was driving Claire to school. I told her, you ask a lot of questions. You should be a journalist. And now here in this conversation, I just, don't be a journalist. Like,
exactly.
Do something else.
It's over.
Sad.
You're going to let Stugotz parent your daughter. You think that's a good idea?
You think journalism is a good occupation to choose now?
No, I would not. Listen, not only is it not a good occupation to choose, I have looked around Miami and realized we're the only ones providing the jobs we're presently providing. I heard local TV reporters are making $45,000 a year.
Huh.
I couldn't believe that's how bad local television is struggling, that's the place that has arrived. And I told Chris Cody not to get into this business at all because it's terrible.
But Stephen A. Smith is making more money than he's ever made in his entire life. He has more power. He has more of everything than he's ever had in his entire life. You want him to give that up because of journalism? Like, get out of here.
I believe you can do both. You're being very
How?
absolute about this. First of all, he does. He
Right.
does reporting, does journalism. He is very credible. When he gives information, it's not like Skip Bayless giving information. There is a difference. Skip Bayless also allegedly a journalist, but he's been contaminated by this thing and distorted by it in ways that are even more poisonous because he doesn't do any reporting anymore. Like, he doesn't talk to people in a way that's informed. Stephen A actually goes to things, has relationships, and certainly when he's talking about basketball, if Stephen A gives you information that's not opinion, you trust that it's informed.
No doubt. But every time he does that show, Dan, every single episode, his journalistic integrity, it shreds away. Little by little, piece by piece, it just does. He is doing a debate show debating the most ridiculous topics in the history of sports. Like, it has to affect your credibility.
Stugotz, it has happened.
And you sitting next to me does not help. I mean.
or my dad or Cody, because I
Which
said
Cody?
to myself, generations of Codys, because I did say to myself, this is one of the things I find funny about Stephen A. and thinking that he and I do the same thing, because once I got to PTI and it was argument television, I said I'd like to try to do it differently, but I guess that sounds highfalutin. I don't want to do debate shows.
The knuckleball is dead.
The knuckleball.
Mark your calendars. Monday, August 25th, the Suey Awards return, presented by Miller Lite. It's the only award show where bad takes win big and the winners make no sense whatsoever.
I was howling with laughter listening to our voice. Have we announced who the voice of this year's Suey's is?
I mean, it's the same host as last few years.
Okay, you sound really excited about that.
No,
Just
I am. I'm just
completely total indifference.
You almost built it up like it's some big announcement. It's my dad.
That's
Okay.
a big announcement, and you should be excited about this year's Suey's. We've had an assortment of very famous voices, and it's a nice distinction that has been given over to your father that you should honor with more respect than you presently show.
Chris, is this because he ranks last among the fame of the voices?
Well, I think Dan's thinking of the Looks Like, who we've had a lot of voices do. The Sueys have just been Poppy and my dad.
I also think, though, that your disrespect for your father is profound, and you don't appreciate what I was appreciating yesterday.
It was funny.
Which is he kept messing things up. He'd get mad at himself, and he reminded me of a number of wonderful memories that I'd forgotten about over the last year, because consistently the Sueys are among the best things that we do. And Greg's voice, he was tired yesterday. He was doing a lot. That's a big lift, but he's honored to be a part of it. And
There was an opening number. Like, I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but on Monday, you want to tune in.
So he's doing like a Billy Crystal kind of deal?
There's the, I don't want to give any spoilers, but just tune in Monday at the start of the Sueys. There's going to be an opening number, some would say.
Just to close a loop here on a couple of things we've been talking about both locally and nationally, Taylor Twellman says that when contacted by The Athletic, a League Cup spokesperson has confirmed what it is that Zaslow already reported. The Inter Miami head coach was located in a space designated according to tournament regulations. Cell phone communications are not prohibited per League Cup regulations in this instance.
It's so stupid. I mean, think about this, all right? The referee can throw the manager out But no, he's not really throwing the manager out. The referee is telling the manager, you now have to sit in the front row with a cell phone. That's literally what the red card means.
Well, the story's been confirmed. It was broken originally here by Zaslow, and congratulations, Zaslow. Taylor Twellman is chasing you on this story.
That's
the
right.
Athletic is chasing you on this story.
Show some integrity. Mention me when you put your report in there. As heard first by Zaslow. Props to Zaslow.
Please, let's go. Let's give credit in the proper places. Also, Mike Ryan, do we know if Cameron Ward has changed his name for commercial purposes? Because there's also a Carolina Hurricane named Cam Ward, and he doesn't want any confusion there.
There is. In fact, that Cam Ward, who played for a Hurricanes team, put out a funny video when Cameron Ward got drafted. So I do think that some of that is at play, yeah. But it's actually very, very much so the cliche. His mama called him Cameron. His mama made the request.
Zaslow has vetoed his mama's request. I'm not
Unless he beats the Broncos week 1, and then he's going to call him Cameron.
I'm no longer comfortable quoting, Eddie Murphy as one of the guys in the barbershop in Coming to America. That doesn't seem to be I gave you too much liberty there, and I think I need to take that back.
Sounds like you're trying to file some kind of appeal, and I'm not going to hear it.
Well, you're deciding over Cameron Ward's mama.
Yeah. She's not here in this court.
Look, the Cam Ward that played for the Hurricanes, legend, Stanley Cup winner. No one's confusing the two.
But the change is being made just because an adult has wanted to change his name or back to what it was originally, or because it's a marketing opportunity and you need to separate these two people because the Google searches have to produce just one of them.
So the initial request that came from the family for award season was because it was important to the family. But I think you have to be naive to not highlight the Cam Newton and Cam Ward stuff.
Enough of the changing names.
When I was mentioning the Rich Eisen thing to you guys before and nostalgia in general that is being partaken in this Cowboys documentary that we're going to talk about with Jeff Pearlman here in a little bit, because the Cowboys documentary on Netflix has a whole lot.
Oh, we're talking to Jeff Pearlman. Gotcha. I thought it was Ron Perlman. I was like, dude, I want to talk to you about the UFC voiceovers.
Sons of Anarchy. Come on.
I thought it was Ron Perlman.
I got a
my
picture
bad.
with that guy at a Radio Row.
Hell yeah.
That's the guy with the face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellboy.
It's not a face, it's a square head, right? It's a face.
It's chiseled. The face is chiseled.
Beauty and the Beast, right?
Beauty and the Beast.
There's two guys you say that about. It's that guy and the guy from Sum 41.
Jeff's cool too.
So not Ron. Okay, gotcha.
God, that would have been awesome if you just asked him a
But
Sons of
Bill
Anarchy
Henry,
question.
that was back on February 25th, 2015. If you're remembering back the Henry Walker game, it was 2 threes in the final 22 seconds in his 5th day of a 10-day contract to tie the game at 84 to go to overtime.
Make me
with
call him Bill.
Alfred Payton's magic.
Make me call him Bill.
Can you, Tony, can you just do the same prep that you did?
For Jeff?
Yeah. Can you just ask Jeff the questions you're going to ask Ron?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Dan, is that cool?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
I don't want. I know you like the journalism, and he writes a lot of books.
It'll
here.
be a funny game.
No, I'm
Thank
looking at.
you,
I'm looking
Tony.
at his.
I
his
appreciate
thing
you
here.
articulating my legacy.
He's
that
written
way.
17 books, and
Yes.
okay, great, cool.
Jeez.
Does he do UFC voiceovers though? I don't know.
17 books. What do you have to say?
Tony, I will say that Jeff Pearlman is exciting to me. Ron Perlman would be much more exciting to the audience. His face is
Does he look like a cat? I don't know.
It's unlike any face in the history of Hollywood, I would say. There's a square footage and in the face. It's not the just
Small forehead, though.
But look, the distinct look of Hellboy. I think that people think that Hellboy's face, I don't know how much time he spent in makeup. It must have been a great deal. But when you see Hellboy, you see that man's face, and it's because you see his character in his face because he's got an unusual head and face. It's an unbelievable amount of surface area, and there's no one else like it in Hollywood, right? I think Batista's head has a little bit of this. But
he's bald though, so he doesn't have the hair, right? I think Ron Perlman's hair also makes it square.
Yeah, Batista's head's pretty round these days.
I know,
'cause
but
he's
just
shaved head.
yes, but so distinctive. I'm saying that it's unlike any other person's. It's not even a movie star face anymore. You're talking about it's a movie star head. How much makeup do you think that required?
Very
Because
little.
You can.
I only see him. I don't see Hellboy.
Looks like it's just a little sunburn.
If you're him, you do the Randy Scott, right? Like, you just go to bed like that. And then you wake up the next day, like, just do some touch-ups. Like, we're not doing 14 hours of makeup again.
Like a full shower.
I saw Colin Farrell, did 14 hours a day for the Penguin. You're a movie star. Who wants to do that for 14 hours a day? To totally distort the way that you look.
I got to nap like this. Like, I'll come back tomorrow. We just touch up what we can, and we'll start from there. We're not doing this every day, 8 hours of makeup. That's insane.
You mentioned Colin Farrell. Dan, I'm doing a rewatch of 2006's Miami Vice.
Wow.
Now, articles have been written about how this set was plagued by Michael Mann just being Michael Mann. It was plagued by its director. Jamie Foxx at one point. I have to remind myself constantly while watching the movie, Jamie Foxx is in this, right? That's because the headliner is Colin Farrell. Sub-headliner is Colin Farrell's hair. His hair is so good in this movie, and this is peaked, coked out Colin Farrell. It just oozes off. Oh, the best.
Well, wait
the
a minute,
coolest.
but hold on a second. You
Not
can't
alligator.
you can't do that.
Seems reckless.
Time to throw away all journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You guys think it's a reckless accusation to accuse Colin Farrell of cocaine in the mid-2000s?
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Whatever you say, pal. He's copped to it. This hair is unbelievable. It makes up for a movie that makes no sense. Why would Michael Mann want to make Miami Vice look like crap and not have any Cubans in it? In fact, the only time that there are Cubans in it is when Sonny says, I'm a fiend for mojitos. And the Chinese lady's like, I know where we can get one. And it's Havana, Cuba.
Wow.
He didn't bring a change of clothes. He's just in his suit. They go, they bang. Weird sex scenes in the director's cut. It's not even passionate. Music, it's early 2000s alt rock, that dip. After new metal, where do we go? Let's just bring on Non-Point. It doesn't make any sense. It's not even a Miami Vice movie. They just slapped on Miami Vice because this is a movie that Michael Mann wanted to make.
All right, Mike.
But the hair,
I don't know if you ever got to Eddington, and I don't know if you have Mike's movie reviews. You wanted to do Heat. I don't know why it is that all of a sudden we're doing 2006 Michael Mann Miami Vice movie reviews.
have you watched Eddington yet? It's available for digital renting now.
Nah, I gotta wait till it's free streaming. I pay too much, man.
I saw Eddington for the second time. We all covered. I don't know if you were here, Dan. I thought someone was going to shoot me in my movie theater when I saw Eddington the first time.
Mike had a very scary movie theater experience.
Yeah, a dude walked in with a suitcase, and he was making noises the entire. He walked in the middle of the screening.
And you stayed?
Got up. No, the entire theater was just paralyzed by fear.
There's not a lot of exits, right? I mean,
No, he was blocking the exit, and then when he left, he also left in the middle of it. He did like a full circle around his seat, which was a standalone seat, and he grabbed his suitcase, and the wheels were squeaking. I missed the entire Austin Butler monologue, which I caught on second viewing. Eddington, great film of the year so far.
Did it end up just being someone, though, who came straight from the airport to the movie theater, and they just had a suitcase? They just had luggage
I don't think
with
people
them?
do that.
He had overalls, and a fisherman cap. It looked like, is this a marketing stunt? What is happening?
And you were
right
able
now?
to tell everyone in the theater was worried.
He was coughing the entire time, and it's a movie about COVID, so I thought this was a marketing stunt to terrify me. Anyways, second viewing though, Joaquin Phoenix can act.
He is pretty good, and he's also terrible in every appearance being interviewed that I've ever seen of him. He's one of the strangest actors we've ever had, and that's keeping company with Daniel Day-Lewis.
You're not going to believe this. Pedro Pascal's in it.
A real stunner. Pedro Pascal is having the giant summer of, I guess it's longer than a summer now, right? In terms of a star turn, he's got what he's gotten over the last 18 months, where I'm seeing him on the movie poster for Gladiator with Denzel. I'm like, okay,
he was in that.
This is a climb. This is a climb to a place that I was not expecting movie stars to be able to do this. I thought we'd stop doing that with movie stars.
Audiences love zaddies, and he is a bona fide zaddy.
You guys mentioned Andrew Luck earlier, and I wanted to ask you guys a question to see if it's one of the things that's happening with Arch Manning. A reminder that Jeff Pearlman, not Ron Perlman, will be on with us in a little bit. Stephen A. Smith will be on with us as well later in the show. Look, you guys are delighted. The
You
idea,
could be listening to this.
No, but tell me what happened, because the delight that you guys had in Tony discovering 2 hours into our show that he thought we were going to be talking to Ron Perlman, and
It was just
instead
an
we were
honest,
talking to
like-
Jeff Perlman.
It was just an honest, like, what? Oh, man.
Were you preparing questions for
Yeah. I was
Ron
like,
Perlman?
when the UFC reaches out to you, like, do you read the script? Do you have any notes for the script? Like, you voice them so well. Do you have any input?
It's a better interview.
Thank you.
You wait till we do.
Jeff could be fine.
Yeah, we're going to crush it.
No,
Jeff.
for sure. I just thought it was wrong.
Jeff could be fine, but
He's
you guys
been on a couple times.
We'll go after Ron.
You guys all want to talk about Ron, though. You
The
guys,
makeup, does he take it off? Does he not? I'll ask. That'll be my first question to Jeff.
I wanted to take you back to the conversation that we were having about sports media members who have a relationship with their audiences, and what I was saying about Rich Eisen. And you saw what CBS is doing in week 3. We're always making fun around here about how CBS does not know how to keep up with the young people. It's always Murder, She Wrote, and it's always some sort of program for 60 and 70-year-olds.
CSI, #1 show in America. I've never met a person who said, "Hey, do you see this week's CSI?"
No, Stan Van Gundy and my dad love it. My parents give me updates every Saturday and Sunday. They're watching Columbo. Like, this is absolutely a demo that works. But as CBS tries to get younger, because they've always had the oldest of the pregame shows, have you seen their week 3 idea, which is a good one? Has anyone heard what their week 3 idea is on how CBS is going to compete with the other morning shows? I don't know how Fox is going to be impacted by Jimmy Johnson no longer being there, but these television entities have been together for a long time, bringing you football. They're the same people that are bringing you football largely every week, with a few rotating cast members, but CBS has tried. They've gone through Shannon Sharp. They've gone through Dan Marino. They've gone through Tony Gonzalez. They're trying to get younger over there. So how are they doing it in week 3? Brent Musburger. They are bringing back the original show that they did 1,000,000 years ago, and the way to do it is add Jimmy the Greek. Now you got me. If you add Jimmy the Greek, now I really want to watch. I don't know if Jimmy the Greek is still with us, though.
Died on April 21st, 1996.
I was going to say, there's no way, right?
Are you guys interested in a recreation? Tony, do you even know what we're talking about? Just ignore it. We got 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, I remember seeing some sort of 30 for 30, and Jimmy the Greek was like one of their, one of the main things. I don't remember exactly which one it was.
So what do you know about Jimmy the Greek?
Was he Greek? I don't know if he was even Greek, right?
He's
was he
the Greek.
Thank you for asking Tony this.
No, but he was like a basically like a handicapper.
The reason that I bring it
The
up,
first one on TV ever, right?
Yes, that is correct. But do you know anything else about Jimmy the Greek?
That kind of thing.
Okay, good. So the history eludes you. Jimmy the Greek got fired because he made some sort of comments that mentioned why it is the black athlete was better than the white athlete, and he brought up the points of slavery and some other things. And then
again,
he was disgraced.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
He also changed his name. He was born Demetrios Georgios Synodinos and changed it to James George Snyder Sr. You gonna call him James?
This is how we roll around here, baby.
Jeremy Tachey's pitch clock toward the end of the show. Stephen A. Smith is going to be with us before
Ron
that.
Perlman.
Ron Perlman is not going to be on with us.
We're efforting.
Tony, is there someone else you wish Stephen A. Smith were?
No, Stephen A. Smith. No, absolutely not. The GOAT.
Mike, I want you to sit back there, and I want you to control everything that's happening here, and I want you to just get us as quickly as you can to Jeff Perlman, who is not Ron Perlman. Can you get us there as we crawl on our knees toward the end of this segment?
You know what? Let's go now. Jeff's ready.
Billy, do you have anything? You seem to be delighted. Did you trip a wire?
Well, no, because what's going on here is they're investigating this, and we didn't get this as a false. This might be the big one, guys.
Okay, so this is the big
This
one.
might be it. They said we're investigating this one.
You know what? Let's go to break.
There is. Okay, they're talking in English and Spanish. We have not heard that before.
No, this is new.
What are they investigating?
Let's find out offline.
Let's find out off air, shall we?